Hi everyone, hope you are having a wonderful day. Sean here from Lines in Sand, making a video today that I absolutely did not expect to be making, but regarding a very exciting development around the Great Pyramid of Giza. Yes, we are talking about the discovery of a brand new corridor or void within the Great Pyramid, announced to the world via a news conference outside the pyramid on the 2nd of March 2023. This void, as we've touched on in a previous video, was initially discovered by ScanPyramids scanning and tomography scans all the way back in 2016, but on February 24th of this year, 2023, a 6mm thick endoscopic camera has been inserted through joints in the stone to investigate the void, and boy oh boy are we in for a treat with what ScanPyramids and the Egyptian Department of Antiquities have announced. At this point, I usually say to get yourself a drink, but instead I'm going to take a deep breath because, wow, this is some exciting stuff. So let's get into it. A brief recap then. The ScanPyramids project is an ongoing joint project that uses cosmic rays to scan the internal makeup of the Great Pyramid. There have been a number of very interesting discoveries using this method, including a similar large void above the existing Grand Gallery, as well as a void behind the original chevron entrance, something that greatly resembled a corridor, and this is what we are looking at today. Details are still a little unclear, but a 6mm thick endoscopic camera, as I said, has been placed into this void behind the chevron blocks of the original main entrance to the Great Pyramid of Giza, and the first images from within have now been made public. This is incredibly exciting, even though ScanPyramids project technology has told us all about this void in the past. Just looking at these pictures makes it all very real. I appreciate that probably sounds a bit silly, but now we have 100% confirmed that yet another tunnel or void exists in the Great Pyramid, and we have opened up several more mysteries and questions about this ever enigmatic Great Pyramid of Giza. Just when you think you are starting to get a grip on the mysteries, we get a discovery like this that just absolutely floors you. Now, the official line out of the gate accompanying the news of the discovery is the following, and I quote here from Mustafa Waziri, currently the head of Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities. He says the unfinished corridor was likely created to redistribute the pyramid's weight around either the main entrance, almost 7 meters away, or, interestingly and more tantalizingly, Mustafa goes on to say that perhaps it could lead to another as yet undiscovered chamber or space. Now, this is interesting because there has been speculation in the past about a secondary funerary entranceway, something I was hoping to touch on in these videos, but we'll get to it now, seeing as this has happened. So basically, there's a secondary set of funerary tunnels that go into the pyramid from this main entrance, also eventually reaching the king's chamber. This is how, potentially, as people say, Pharaoh Khufu's sarcophagus was possibly placed into the Grand Gallery upon his death, along this so-called potentially hidden funerary route, which has remained totally sealed to this day. The chambers and tunnels that we are familiar with, and have been familiar with all of these years, the ascending passageway, Grand Gallery, etc., are more functional tunnels used in the construction of the pyramid to assist builders, etc., whilst moving around the interior of the structure. Khufu's potential funerary entrance and tunnel have remained sealed forever since their original use, until now at least, and we have only seen the service tunnels, as it were, of the Great Pyramid. This is interesting to think about, especially when you consider that Jean-Pierre Houdin's theories. He theorizes that the Grand Gallery is actually a part of some gigantic counterweight system that was used in construction. And on top of that, the ScanPyramids discovery of the huge void above the Grand Gallery could closely resemble a Grand Gallery in length and size. Was this another yet unreachable gallery that also acted as a counterweight system used during construction? The possibilities boggle the mind, and it's hard not to let your imagination run away with itself, but let's not play it down either. This is a huge and incredible discovery for Egyptology and in regards to the Great Pyramid alone in general, and I am beyond excited to see what thoughts this is going to set off in those who have interests in this subject. On top of that, it has lent enormous credibility to ScanPyramids and their work, and I can't help but feel immensely proud of what they have achieved, and I commend the Supreme Council of Antiquities for allowing this additional investigative work to go ahead. One has to wonder, will this now open the way for the team to somehow perform similar endoscopic work on the enormous void proposed to be above the main Grand Gallery? What do you think? It certainly appears that they're going to continue investigating the corridor discovered behind the chevron blocks, with Mustafa Waziri also saying at the conference that we are going to continue our scanning, so we will see what we can do to figure out what we can find beneath it, or just by the end of this corridor. What a day, what an amazing discovery. So that's it for now, really. I just wanted to do a video on this discovered void because we touched on it in my first video about who were the first people inside the pyramid and how did they get in. So it's definitely worth me following up on that. Please let me know your thoughts below. This is a super exciting discovery, and I'd love to know what you all think about this discovery and what this tunnel could be used for. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking the video or subscribing to the channel if this content interests you. Take care of yourselves out there, and goodbye for now.